One of the critical elements of becoming a good field goal shooter is to develop a system of practice that is thought out, planned, and gives players an opportunity to teach and reteach themselves through the practice routine. We call this in our book and our skills and drills package field goal progression. There are several elements to this. We're going to show you the big picture first and then break it down into the essential elements. The first thing you have to do is remind yourself to get the ball with a proper grip. Now, we believe the proper grip is one where your fingers are fully spread but not too tight. We want to make a V between our thumb and our finger, not an L. So it has to be spread but comfortably spread, and get your whole hand on the ball. The drill that can do this is anytime a player comes on the floor, all they have to do is slam or slap the ball 5 times. We use 5 as our magic number. When they pick up a basketball, they just slam it 5. You get those nerve endings firing, and then get the ball in the whole hand. So 5 slam, hard. Now, any player can do that when they pick up the basketball. Every time they pick up the basketball, they can do that. The second thing as part of field goal progression is to remind themselves, reteach themselves always, to get the ball properly in the shooting pocket. There are a number of ways you can teach them as part of field goal progression to get the ball from this position to the shooting pocket position. We'll give you a couple of those ways. Let's put the ball down, and we'll use the swing the arm first. All right, so what they're doing is just relaxing the arm and bringing it from a down position up to the shooting pocket. And in this shooting pocket, the ball should be in line with the elbow as they swing it up into that shooting pocket. All right, stop and relax. Now, the other thing you can also have them do this by putting the ball out in front and then locking the ball in by rotation and loading the ball back. They can do it without the ball. They can have it here, grab the wrist and lock it in, load it back with that hand. That puts the ball in that same position. Now, we're assuming that they have good footwork all the time, so they're in a quick stance. So they grab the wrist, lock and load the ball into the shooting pocket. Okay, let's do it without the ball. Without the ball, grab your wrist, lock it in, load it back, put your other hand on top of the ball, simulate the ball, so you really try to get that flat pedestal for the shot. So this is another way to do that. Another way you can emphasize getting the ball in the shooting pocket, some people call this TV shooting, but it's really getting on your back and lying down with yourself or a partner, and without the ball to begin with, of getting the ball in the shooting pocket, fully extending, shooting it up and out, and get firm but relaxed on the hand. The follow through can be firm but relaxed, and you should have a little bit of spread in that if you have a good release. I call it making a parachute, firm but relaxed, firm with a full follow through. So this is one without the ball. That's again a method of getting the ball in the shooting pocket. Then you can go with a partner or yourself, and you can do it with the ball. Now, if you have a partner, they can catch it, so you can really emphasize that. Now, what are you trying to do there? You want to get the elbow in tight to the body, so you get the ball directly in line with the elbow, shoot it up, and then emphasize your follow through. Now, we have one person that's got a partner and one person that doesn't. Okay, you can stop and get up. So this is another way, we call that TV shooting, of really getting that ball up and focusing on getting the ball in the shooting pocket and then focusing on your follow through. The next one is what we call form shooting. You need to have some way to have form shooting. You can do this in several ways. Form shooting is a method of shooting a one-hand shot or a two-hand shot and just concentrating on form without a target. One way you can do it is on the backboard. but not using the rim for a target. So if you move in, one on each side, get a high release on the ball, and now let's have Luke do it one-handed. Let's have him start with the ball here and do it one-hand lock and load, and then he gets his balance or guide hand up but doesn't touch the ball. You do it two hands. Do everything two hands, just like you would it. Get it in the shooting pocket, shoot it up and high and soft. So we're really working on getting a nice high full release and controlling the bounce off the wall or the backboard. Okay, stop. All right, now let's move back to the elbow again. I like this type of form shooting, and it's called shooting the line. And it's trying to ensure that you shoot the ball straight. So you get your shooting foot on a line on the court. A free throw line is a good one. You can go either sideways or down there. And you point your shooting foot right down the line. Then you do the same thing. You do it one hand and you do it two-handed. You do it one or two-handed, and you hold your follow through and exaggerate the follow through until the ball hits the floor. That ensures what you want is a high one count follow through, but when you're learning and reteaching yourself, you're really exaggerating the follow through. Shoot up, not out. Okay, you do it one hand and you do it two hands. Now, if they're shooting it straight, then they can check to see where it lands. It should land pretty much right down that line. And one of the challenges of all shooters is to get alignment. Shoot the ball straight. This is a drill, form shooting, shooting the ball straight or shooting it down the line. Now, another thing you can check on form shooting or shooting down the line there is to see if you have good backspin. Backspin is very important on a shot, because if you have topspin, if this is the target right here, if that's the basket target, and you put topspin on it, it goes away from the target. If you put backspin, it tends to stay near the target. Some coaches call that shoot a crier because it always is around the target. Okay, so you can check your backspin on form shooting also. Now we move our players into the target. We call this killer shots or soft touch. Soft touch. And what we want are shots in the lane no more than 6 feet out. And we want it from 5 shots at 5 spots. And again, 5 repetitions again. So we want to shoot from on the baseline facing the basket here, on the middle facing the basket here, and on the opposite baseline facing the basket. Those are the rim shots. We believe very strongly that shooting is an accuracy task, and we want to focus on the preferred spot where we want to look at is the back of the rim. So we want 3 of those shots there, and then when you're shooting on the angle, the other target is the backboard. And what we want to do if we're shooting the backboard shot, we got 2 spots to shoot the backboard. Then we want to hit the upper corner of the rectangle, but we want to hit it on the way down. High and soft, shoot up, not out. So let's go to the rim shots first, and then just work your way around in a clockwise way. And we call this soft touch. Go clockwise, Kyle. Go over to the other side. Now, one player can do this. You can get usually 2 or 3 players at a basket. And what you're trying to do is set your goals high. On every shot, they want to exaggerate the follow through, review all the basics of shooting, and try to get a swish shot on every basket.